the garden. These are wild plums. Some of them are a bit yellow and red, and as they ripen, they turn more purple and red like this. Any riper and they'll get soft and squishy, with a little firmness to them. These are a stone fruit, so they have a really large pit. And we can see a seam right here like a peach. It usually runs at the widest length along that bit there. So I think we'll cut with that seam, try and split them in half, and see if we can remove that pit. So we'll find that stem and that seam, just cut right along there. I can feel the pit on the inside. We'll just try and go around in a circle. And just like a peach or something, wow. Oh, that is beautiful. Yeah, you definitely want them to be less ripe when you pick them. They should have quite a bit of red color, but you don't want them too purple yet. So there, we'll poke out the pit. And we can plant these out in the garden and grow them. Aren't those magnificent? Wow. You definitely want those yellowish red ones. That is a perfect piece of fruit. I can't wait to try this. I think I'm going to eat this one raw because it's just so beautiful. Look at that golden flesh. It really is amazing how sweet the flesh is, even though the skin can be a little bit sour. But I just love plums. So I'm going to split them all open like this into halves, and we'll go from there, see what we can create. I found it easier to kind of turn the fruit around the knife. So you find that end, you find the seam, and you just hold the knife steady while you turn the fruit. I'm going to try and take some of these really ripe ones, which just get a little gooey, I guess. Once they get too ripe, the seed really just slides right out. The skin still looks good, but we might just use the flesh here. It's almost like honey. Oh, that's beautiful. And I will save the skins. We'll actually try and dry these like prunes. So we're actually going to get 2 uses out of our overripe fruit, which would otherwise go to waste. We're going to try and make a little plum cake. So I've got half a cup of sugar, and we're going to cream in half a cup of butter. I've adapted a little bit of a plum cake recipe into my own kind of simplified version. I'm just so excited to use these plums. And my plan is to make a little plum sauce out of this stuff over here. So that should be fun. We can butter the pan with this at the end, so I'm going to save that. Cream your butter and sugar together. Then we're going to be adding an egg. The recipe I saw called for 2, but they also called for a full cup of sugar. So I'm going to do a half a cup of sugar, 1 egg. We're probably going to do about 3/4 of a cup of flour. If you wanted a little more cake, you could do a full cup. And I've already added a bit of salt and baking soda in with our flour. So that just makes it a little easier for us. I'm going to add 1 large egg. If you've got 2 little ones, that would work perfectly. Now, I might need a little bit more moisture here, so I might have to go get another egg or half a cup of milk or something, because this is going to get pretty thick once we add the flour. So I've got 1 cup here. We'll add about 3/4 of that. And I thought about adding a little bit of vanilla just to enhance that flavor a bit, but I really want it to just be plums. I think it's going to be interesting if we just try and bring out that plum flavor. So I think I'm going to quarter these. So I'll just cut them in half once more. This will add a little extra moisture too. My goodness, they're a beautiful fruit. They're so small too compared to a normal store-bought plum. I just love it. That's pretty typical of wild fruit. I'm going to add a little bit of milk. About an egg's worth. Not really sure. I'm just going to eyeball it. I'll save a little bit too so we can add a little more if we need to. But as we fold these in, that'll combine and hopefully just thin out our batter just a touch. I'm going to be fairly gentle. I don't want to smash them too much. Really not much of a baker, so this is just an experiment. I can't wait to plant out the seeds and try and grow them. But this is a beautiful mix. I can see plums in every bite. It's fairly thin now. I might just add the rest of our milk. And then I'll bring in our little plum sauce. I'll probably cook this on the stove top. I found a pan that I think is perfect. We've buttered it up with our little leftover wrap. And it really worked well. There's just a nice light coating. It's perfect. Now we'll just scoop in our batter. It'll probably only line the first couple inches of the bottom, but that's fine. It should rise up a little bit too. Not a whole lot. It's not going to be light and fluffy. It should be more like a banana bread. Now we're going to bring this into the oven at about 350 degrees. This looks incredible. We baked at 350 for about 45 minutes. I'm going to be pairing this today with a white pine tea. These are actually really rich in vitamin C and A. I've just boiled a bunch of white pine needles, and these I found fallen onto the trail. I didn't actually pull these off a tree. You always want to make sure to do as little impact as possible. And always have permission from the owner of the tree, even if that's your local park system. But it has a nice little color. You can see that's a beautiful yellowish green color. I love it. So this is going to be really nice. And then of course our little plum sauce, I just added a bit of honey and reduced it down on the stove top until it was the thickness that I wanted. So we'll scoop this on top of our little cake here. I'm going to try and flip this over to get our loaf. Wow, I can see the plums in the bottom. There it goes. Wow, look at that. Wow, that's beautiful. I'm just going to take a few slices here. I think the ends are going to be really nice and toasted. That golden brown color. Oh my gosh, look at how lovely that is. Can you see the pink? They've completely dyed it pink. That's amazing. You can see a little bit of the true color of the batter up here, but that's all dyed pink from the plums. Wow, and this stuff is so tasty. Oh, just look at those plums. Wow. Oh, I can't wait to eat up a whole bunch of this. I'm going to cut nice thick slices. Wow. That is beautiful. It's like a banana bread cake. Very sweet, nice and light. And the plums have sweetened up just a touch. This is incredible. I'm going to drizzle some of this plum syrup that we made. Ooh, look at that. Whew. That is so beautiful. Can't believe how good this turned out. I'm going to spread this on top like a frosting. The cake is so sweet. This little topping is nice and tart. Oh, this is such a beautiful treat. Look at how nice and light that cake is. Wow. That is phenomenal. Look at that color. That color is incredible. It's like a strawberry pink. And there you can see some of that beautiful fruit. I'm so happy this turned out. And look at that beautiful color. That is incredible. It's just a beautiful pinkish red. Now, I'd love to try some of this white pine tea. It's the first time I've ever made this, so this is a rare treat. Now that we're transitioning into autumn, I'm going to do a lot more teas like this. This is just perfect to warm you up. Cheers. Subtle. I like it. I used about a handful of pine needles in our little tea, and you can see the color. It's been extracted into the brew, so a lot of the color's been leached out, and a lot of that flavor too. It's actually really nice and mild though. It's not at all like a minty pine tree like chewing on the needles. It's actually very subtle and very nice and fruity. It reminds me of like a apple juice without any sweetness. I think this will pair really well with our homemade wild plum cake and our plum jelly. This is so amazing. Oh, my mouth is watering. Oh, wow. That plum sauce. Oh, it's just like applesauce. A little bit more tart. A little bit more complex of a flavor. Oh, and I love the skin in the cake. I'm glad we kept that on. It's really nice and mild. It's not tart or bitter. It just blended in. This is a fantastic lunch. So as I cut another slice of this beautiful homemade wild plum cake, I really hope you give this a go in your garden. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.